I essentially did it for beer money when I started, but it was getting extremely profitable.
Working as a young kid in the business, whether it was just when he was going to deliver a moon bounce, I'd go with him and help him roll it up at the end of the night.
It sure beats selling copiers. We sell fun, and that's what we do.
Well, we've all heard the same story.
A little over 24 years ago, my oldest son, he wanted to have a moon bounce for his birthday, and was like pulling teeth to get one.
So Russell goes to try and call up a guy that ran a moon bounce, and guys said, "Hey, I need one for, I don't know, Friday or Saturday or something like that." And he goes, "Oh no, I don't have anything available for Friday." He goes, "Okay, well what about Saturday?" "No, I don't have anything available for Saturday." "Okay, about Sunday?" He goes, "I can get you one on Tuesday."
He had this idea that he would go ahead and buy one of these, and so he could start doing it for people in the area.
So there was 2 other guys on our street, and we all went in, and it was 3 guys and a moon bounce, and we all ponied in our money and bought a moon bounce. Then after about a month of rentals, it was me and a moon bounce. That's when I decided we needed a name and a phone number and needed to be real about it.
At the time, he was still a professor at Oklahoma City Community College, so he kept working, had a full-time job, was doing the moon bounce on the weekends for some money, and then decided that he would get another one.
So I just kept adding to our equipment. It was in the garage, and got to be where we had 3 moon bounces, 4 moon bounces. And then it's got to be where I was making more money on the weekends than I was teaching. So just kept growing. And when we were probably about 2 years old, I came home one Saturday, and my wife said that she was through with all the stuff being in the garage, and she had rented me a small little warehouse space. So we were legit then, and moved in the warehouse space. Went to our big trade show in Dallas, and walked in and saw all this equipment, moon bounces, sumo suits, carnival rides of all sizes, and it just clicked right then. I want this to be big. I don't want to work and do just the backyard rentals. I want to do company picnics. So when everybody would ask me what I would do, I would say Allison's Fun Incorporated does large company picnics, and said that for about 3 years.
One day on, I believe, St. Patrick's Day, was sitting at O'Connell's, and phone rings, answers it, and says, "Hey, we hear that you do big company picnics." He said, "Absolutely, I do."
And she said, "Well, it sounds like you're really busy." I said, "Yes, ma'am. We're at a great big event right now." And she said, "Okay, and can you call me back?" I said, "I'd be happy to call you back. I'll call you back right after lunch." That was our first big picnic. We knew that we were successful and that we had the trucks loaded before we headed to Texas, because there was nothing left in the warehouse. We picked every piece of equipment that we had. It went on that truck. And so it was our first big picnic.
And we've been doing big events ever since.
So we started out as one person and grown to hundreds of inflatables from one. And it's taken us over 24 years to get there, but we made it.
One of the things that strikes me is always stood out to me about Russell and about Kyle is how hands-on they are with the business, and they just have they're plugged into everything that's going on with it, and they care. They care about their employees. They care about making sure that we have a fun work environment and that everybody enjoys coming to work. I've heard him say on numerous times, we've got to come to work, we've got to pay our bills, we might as well enjoy doing it.
Well, I know coming from being in the military, which is a very large workforce, a very large group of people that you get to work with, it was really a nice change to come to work for a smaller company, family-owned business, really able to focus on the employees, take care of the employees. It's one of the reasons why I've been here over 20 years working for Allison's Fun. It's just the fact that it is such a family-oriented business, and especially in the way that they look at taking care of their employees. Like I said, I feel pretty blessed, seriously. I mean, I've worked basically had 2 jobs my entire life, and I'm almost 60 years old. So, did my 24 years in the Air Force, and I've been here for 20 years. So, pretty lucky.
In general, everybody that owns a small business or has owned a small business understands that it's a lot more work than the regular everyday person thinks. It's nice to go in and get your paycheck every 2 weeks or every month or however that you do it. But when you own a business, that's something that we think about all the time, is how we're going to make the next payroll sometimes.
You know, I think there's a misconception with small businesses that some of the small business owners, you know, can be sitting in an office while they've got employees kind of going out and getting their hands dirty. And, you know, Russell's has never been like that. He's always been hands-on. Anywhere where he's needed in the business, he's there.
The biggest misconception is just that we're just killing it, making tons of money. You know, people think we're just back here, instead of cleaning moon bounces, that we're printing money. And it's just not true. It's super hard work.
The most satisfying part of this job is just the job satisfaction that you get from producing these events. Seeing the smiles on the people's faces as they're attending the events, whether it's a casino party, whether it's a company picnic, whether it's a game show, or any of the other things that we put on.
One of the things that I really enjoy about the event industry, going out and setting up the jobs, is I like going into an empty, whether it's a field or an event space, and seeing this big open empty space and turn this huge, you know, event that's going to be memories for lots of families, and something that, you know, kids are going to enjoy and talk about for a long time.
I just remember some of the big picnics that we would produce. I would amaze myself and the kids. This is super cool to see the kids.